Hey, what's up, YouTube? Big Fish here. Anybody here looking for more information on that Bieber kid and what's going on there? You might want to just go ahead and move on. I'm not really saying anything about that tonight. You know, nothing else is really going on, and I figure it would just be a waste of my time to go through and talk more about it. So tonight I was going to do something a little different. I asked some friends on YouTube just to see, if anybody had any interesting ideas on what I should talk about, and to be honest, most of them were crap. Which is no offense to those people who threw out some half-decent ideas, and for that very reason I'm not saying which ones were crap, but some of them were. Also, for those of you who are expecting some sort of rant or for me to get angry or whatever else, you might want to just move along. I don't think tonight's going to be for you. Tonight I'm actually doing something a little more sensitive, I guess you could say, but I don't know. For those of you who think that's not me, or for those of you who think that's ridiculous or stupid or whatever else, piss off. Nah, tonight's topic actually comes from my buddy Kat. She sent me this one video of actually I'll just show you. It's this one right here. It's I didn't to be honest, I didn't really expect it, but it's for those of you who aren't going to go watch. The general topic is basically how a bunch of kids recently have been killing themselves over pressure or bullying or whatever else is going on in schools, and I figure I would drop on and say my 2 cents about it. A friend of mine asked me to, and I would feel like a jerk if I didn't talk about it, so here we go. And real quick, to those of you who are going to bash me for picking a topic like this, or for saying, for who are going to think that I'm going soft or whatever else, then, screw you. I've had some people close to me who have been this down before, and who they might have needed help, and they've, luckily they've pulled through, and I've seen it happen before. I've been friends of people who have been so down, and they really think that is the way out, and it's a sad thing. Anybody who's seen it can agree with that, and I just want to throw out my opinion on it. So, if you're going to judge me for that, then get off my channel. You can go watch someone else interesting. Bye. But to those of you who are going to stick around, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're just interested in the topic. Maybe you've got somebody who's in this situation, or maybe you are someone in this situation. You just need somebody to listen to, or somebody to talk to, or somebody to just hear an encouraging word from. Then stick around. Maybe I'll help. Maybe not. But at least I'll try. So, I guess the first thing that everybody really tries to tell you when you're being bullied, or when you're feeling depressed, or whatever the situation is, I guess the first thing everybody really tries is just ignore it, or just try to get over it. And, I've been down myself before, maybe not as bad as some people, but, I've had my moments, I guess we all have, and that doesn't always work. And I know that sometimes maybe you just really do need to look past some stuff, but maybe sometimes you really do need some help, and I guess I can testify firsthand that people are usually a bit more understanding than you think. If you really do need something, then let somebody know. There's always somebody around who's gonna understand, or it's very rare that you're really alone in one situation, or that you're the only person that who's going through what you're going through right now. And I guess if you're not, then there's usually a way to find out. If there's somebody that you can trust with your problems, and if there's somebody who you really think can help you, then talk to them. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of rejection. Don't be afraid that people are gonna think less of you because they think you're weak, or they think that you're just complaining about nothing. Because in my experience, a lot of people will listen. A lot of people will help you out with something that's going on. Especially, if nothing else, that's a good way to tell if you've got a real friend on your hands. Because let's face it, not everybody that we associate ourselves with are really the best friends for us, or not everybody that we talk to are really people who would be there when stuff starts hitting the fan. But no, for those who will stick around, for those people who will really be there for you when stuff starts going down. Those are the people that you can trust. Those are the people that when stuff starts blowing up around you. They're the ones who will help you get to safety. They're the ones who can help lead you through or whatever else. I guess there's always the general advice. You go tell somebody who can do something about it. If it's school bullying, then tell a teacher or somebody else. If there's problems at home going on, then then talk to somebody who can get something done. Or if you just need to talk about it and you don't necessarily want to uproot a whole lot of things going on, but you just need some sort of outlet, then find a friend. There's always somebody who will be able to help. And maybe a second opinion might be nice too. Like if there's something going on, you really don't think it's that big of a deal, but let's say it is. Let's say it's something that could really be a problem, or something that really needs to really needs some attention paid to it by somebody who actually can do something. Then maybe a friend will help you realize that. And if not, and if it's just something that you want to talk about or whatever else, then you can still find somebody. There's always somebody who's going to be going through something at least similar to what you're going through. It might take a little work to find them, but when you do, you've got somebody that you can connect with, somebody that you can share that with, and who will be somebody who can really help you, somebody who can give you advice or whatever else it is that you need. And naturally I can't speak for everybody. There's always going to be exceptions or whatever else, people that will people that'll really be in a situation that nobody they know has been in. And for that, I guess just find somebody that you can trust. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but you can usually find somebody. If things are going wrong at school and there's somebody in your family that you're close to, then talk to your family. A lot of people don't because they're afraid or because they don't want to show weakness. But really, it's not showing weakness to admit that you need help with a problem, especially if it's one that you really can't do on your own. There are always going to be people who will help. There's always going to be people who will understand. And I know that I might not be the best choice for people to talk to you about this, because to be honest, I've been pretty lucky throughout my life. I've had bouts of depression now and then, but a lot of people have, and really I've come through it okay. But I've seen people who have been at rock bottom, and I've seen people who have thought there was no other choice but to hurt themselves, and it's sad, and I hate seeing people go through that, and I wish that it really was more of a well-known fact that it doesn't always have to be like that. You can find people who can help, or you can do something that can really improve yourself. I was talking to a friend of mine just earlier tonight. I'm not going to give you guys their name just because, I'm not going to go broadcasting people's business all over Facebook. Sorry, not Facebook, YouTube. But it's, I was talking to him, and he's got problems at home. He's got real issues with himself. But, I don't talk to him all that much. He was new to our school, and I showed him around a little, but that's about it. And I didn't really talk to him after that. But tonight I just decided to, and realized that he's going through a lot, stuff that he doesn't really talk to people about. But you can usually get yourself to a better place just by letting somebody know what's going on. And in my experience, just from what I've seen, people will listen, and people care. And of course, that's not always going to be the case, but if you're lucky enough to find a friend who will really care about you, who will really stick around when stuff goes wrong, then count yourself lucky. And if nothing else, then that's one more reason to stick around. You know, there are always going to be people who don't like you, or who don't, who are going to feel like it makes them a better person to put you down. And in all honesty, it gets to people sometimes. It's gotten to me before. It's not an easy thing to deal with, but there are always other people. People who really care, people who will listen. And, I know I've rambled on that point enough, but there are some people who make it feel like there's no other way out, that you gotta hurt yourself to I don't know, to get an escape from the situation. But at the same time, there are always going to be people who make it worth it to stick around. And those are the ones that you gotta stay close to. Those are the ones that you gotta listen to. Those are the ones that'll be better for you. And, if anybody's listening, anybody's watching this who really does need somebody, then, feel free to ask just about anybody. There's even friends that, you don't talk to that much, or friends that you're afraid will judge you, or who you're afraid will think that you're weak, or who will see you differently, or whatever else. Don't be afraid to talk to them. If you need something, then that's what friends are for, right? And if they don't stick around when you're really in trouble, then, I guess maybe they're not the greatest friends. But if they do, then, look what you just did. You might have taken a risk, but you found somebody who made it worthwhile, and who might have saved your life. I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't give up. However hard things get, or whatever kind of problems you might be going through, it's not all that hard to find somebody who will listen to you, or to find somebody who can help you. It's, and if you really try for it, then most of the time it'll end up worth it. And, I've known quite a few people that I've talked to, and I've talked to a couple people out of suicide before, and they still thank me for it. So for anybody who's out there thinking that, that they've just got to get away, I promise that there's always somebody who can make it worth it. There's always somebody who you can talk to, and who will thank you for keeping them around. And it might be hard to believe, but they're out there. You just got to know where to look. You got to know how to find the right people. And if you need help, then don't be afraid to ask. There's always somebody who's going to care. I promise you that. I guess I'm starting to ramble on the subject, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into I guess I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. Yeah. Anybody with any thoughts on the subject, go ahead, leave a comment down here. And yeah, I guess you guys just go ahead and keep tuned for the next video if you're interested. Anybody with suggestions as to, what I should talk about next, or anything that you want to hear about, or, whatever. Go ahead, leave a comment. I'll be watching. You guys stay safe. Good night.